the same thing with the men, you know what I'm saying? They did what they wanted to do, but when the Lord started taking some of that strength away, when they ain't able to go and just maneuver like when you're a young man, now you want to be a deacon and you want to be all into the Lord. No, the Most High is not dealing with that type of spirit. That's why the Most High is mainly dealing with young men, and that's not to say that there are some aged men that are going to come into the faith. But there's exceptions to all rules. There's no just absolutes. Go ahead. Keep going.
Verse 2, while the sun or the light or the moon or the stars be not darkened, nor the clouds return after the rain, in the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble.
In the days when the keepers of the house shall tremble, man. And who's the keepers of this house, man? The Edomites, right? The earth was given into the hand of the wicked. Who's ruling right now? The elites, right? But it says the keepers of the house shall tremble, man. Because these elites, man, guess what? That's why they basically going so hard to try to establish this new world order. Because they trembling, man. They know these prophecies gonna come to pass. They know the great judgment that lies before them. Go ahead.
And the strong men shall bow themselves.
And the strong men shall bow themselves, man. Like, because you got a lot of these guys in the military that would be known as the strong men of this nation, right? But even strong men, man, it says, the scripture says they're going to be like women in the days that we coming into, man. You know? It says the strong men are going to even bow themselves. Go ahead.
And the grinders cease.
And the grinders cease. What's that talking about? It's talking about these jobs, man. When Jake talk about I'm grinding, you know what I'm saying, meaning work. All these different methods and ways to make money, right? Conducting business. All of that's about to cease. The word cease means be put to an end. It's about to be stopped. Go ahead. The Most High's about to put the brakes on this place, man.
All this hustle and bustle you hear, big buses going down, party buses, ambulances, jackhammer, and another block over. All that stuff, these streets gonna be hella quiet, except for screams, and agony, you know, gunshots, you know, all those type of things, man. Nothing to do with work like a bunch of guys.
And the grinders cease because they are few, and those that look out of the windows be darkened, and the doors shall be shut in the streets.
That's right, and the doors shall be shut in the streets, man. Like, meaning all of these different businesses, man, they gonna be shut down, man. And two, martial law is coming into effect. So, like this, the way these streets is booming and the hustle and bustle, like the brother said, it ain't gonna be like this for too long, man. Along with martial laws comes what? Curfews. You gotta be in at a certain time. You ain't gonna just be able to just be a damn demon all through the middle of the night, man. You're gonna have to be stationary, basically, man. Go ahead.
And the sound of the grinding is low. And he shall rise up at the voice of the bird, and all the daughters of music shall be brought low.
That's right, and all the daughters of music shall be brought low, man.
That voice of the bird, something like your alarm clock.
Okay. Breaking up.
Set your alarm clock to go to work. None of that.
For what? For what? Why would you need that in the times that we coming into, man?
Then the scripture
go where?
Then the scripture speak about Yahweh Shah, during the Romans, when he told Israel, if you on your housetop, don't come down to go get your goods or anything. But Jake have sitting in your fire to want to hold on to shit. So we might be at work, your kids at daycare and shit pop off. You can't go back home and get them. You gotta drop what you're doing now and go. That shit coming, bro. It's coming, man. It's gonna be very serious, man. That's something to think about, man. When Hobson say, if you on your rooftop, don't come down. You see what I'm saying? So we at work, you got a kid at daycare, your girlfriend, you gotta pick up for work. You gotta drop what you're doing right then and there. Go, man. It's gonna get real out here, bro.
Yeah, because everybody's so damn busy, right? Everybody has a schedule, itineraries to stick to. Everybody's on their phone. I got this. No, man, you ain't got to. That was a beautiful point, man. Ain't gonna be no need for no alarm clock checking time. You ain't gonna have nothing to do but be destroyed, be drugged to a concentration facility.
Come, brother.
You know? Go ahead. And it says the daughters of music shall be brought low, meaning all of this folly, man. Whether you want to talk about that stupid black entertainment, television industry, all these damn sports, NFL, NBA, even though, brothers, you know, we watch that sometimes in our downtime, all of that, man, that's about to be brought down. Serious times is coming to this place, man. Go ahead.
Verse 5, also when they shall be afraid of that which is high, and fear shall be in the way.
That's the point I want to get, man. Yes, precept.
I was just seeking the Lord earlier. Proverbs chapter 8, verse 17. I love them that love me, and those that seek me early shall find me.
That's right. I love them that love me. Hey, that's a beautiful trade-off, man. To have the love of the Most High, man, because we know how the abundance of His mercy outweighs the judgment, man. So you got a real relationship, man. I love Him that love me. And what was that last part?
And those that seek me early shall find me.
And those that seek me early shall find me, right? Seek and you shall find, right? Seek and you shall find. That's what the scripture said, I think in like Matthew. You know what I'm saying? Ask and you shall receive, man. So basically the men that are seeking this truth, that your mind's been opened up to this understanding, you're going to find the Lord. You're going to find the true doctrine, spirit, and essence of Yahweh Mashiach Yahushua. And you're going to actually take responsibility. You're going to go out there and teach, man. You know?
That's why I say also seek Him early, man. The earlier you do it, the more you be prepared in the time of the end, man. And in the end times, man, when it really hits the fan.
That's right.
You know, you don't want to do it like right before when your spirit barely built up, man. You want to have yourself built up as much as possible to be able to, for the Most High to deal with you. The guys you through this hell with right there. You might be out there by yourself. May not be no Ariel or Yashawan or Yadazak the ass. You might have to be there by yourself, man. You gotta figure it out in the spirit. You know, take yourself seriously.
That's right. You know what I'm saying? So that's why it's so important, man. Like, not to put this thing about us off, man. Like, this is the single most important thing on the earth right now, man. You know? So even like when the Most High, He wakes your mind up to understand this truth, that the seeking doesn't stop then. You know what I'm saying? The seeking doesn't, matter of fact, get somebody hold John 5:39. It's a constant seeking the Most High, man. You know what I'm saying? Meaning always studying the Word, of course, praying for faith, for strength to endure. Because, man, things are about to get real ugly in America, man. This is very serious business, man. That's why the scriptures always have to quote it. In Daniel, it says that we're coming into a time that has never been in the history of the earth or shall ever be. And there's been devastating times throughout history, man. You know, we can go into different examples, but the time that we're coming into now is going to far outweigh all of those devastating moments before. That's why it's time to prepare your mind and your spirit, man. We're in a time of war.
Go ahead. You said continue to seek the Most High, right? It's Baruch chapter 4, verse 28. For as it was your mind to go astray from the Most High, so being returned, seek Him 10 times more.
That was beautiful. I was just thinking of that too. Read that again, Bob Rashad.
It's Baruch chapter 4, verse 28. For as it was your mind to go astray from the Most High, so being returned, seek Him 10 times more.
Right, because even us, man, before we came into the faith, before the light was bestowed upon us to understand this truth, man, we were living in darkness of the world. You know what I'm saying? But we've been allowed the opportunity to return to the Most High. So you can't just squander this opportunity, man. Okay, so now you know the truth, right? It's time to go harder. It says seek Him 10 times more. It's time to go hard in the paint, basically, man. This ain't about just agreeing, man. With agreeing, if you believe, there's action behind belief, man. You're going to show your belief. Matter of fact, get 2 Timothy 2. Go ahead.
John chapter 5, verse 39. Search the scriptures, for in them ye think ye have eternal life. And they are they which testify of me.
That's right, and that's the way to continually build your spirit up. Once you wake up to this truth, man, you got to continually search the scriptures. And then within searching the scriptures, you got to pray for understanding so you'll be able to properly apply what you're reading and learning, right? This ain't no thing just to be a parrot and who knows the most precepts, man. No, man. You got to live your life, man. You got to actively live out your faith, man, to the best of your ability. Because I always have to go into, man, we men in the flesh, we're susceptible to the same temptations that everybody in this society go through, man. But the scriptures tells you, what is it, Colossians, the 3rd chapter, mortify thy members. And that word mortify, you know, it means to basically put to death. That's where you get the word mortgage from, a death note. It basically means to kill off your flesh. That's why Paul said in Romans the 7th chapter, it's a constant war, right? Between the spirit and the flesh. Your spirit, it wants to do what's right. But your wicked flesh, man, it just wants to be comfortable. But you got to take your mindset more and more as the time draws nigh. That's a part of seeking the Most High more and more as the days draw nigh. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Get Ephesians 5:15. Start at 2. Yeah.
2 Timothy chapter 2, verse 2.
We're going to be able to close up too.
And the things that thou hast heard of me among many witnesses, the same commit thou to faithful men who shall be able to teach others also.
Right, so this is being accountable, brothers, man. It ain't just about learning this truth, man, just so you can be in the barbershop posting about how much knowledge you got on the Bible. No, man. The Most High is not dealing with that type of spirit, man. Even with us, man, the Most High don't need us. If we're not in the fullness, in the sincerity of the spirit, we're going to get removed out of this thing. What the Most High says, he can raise up stones, man. Read that again.
2 Timothy chapter 2, verse 2. And the things that thou hast heard of me among many witnesses, the same commit thou to faithful men who shall be able to teach others also.
That's right. It says the same things that you have heard among me, among many witnesses, commit thou unto faithful men, that they shall be able to teach others also. That's part of seeking the Most High more and more. Pushing the word. Understanding that, hey, a big part of the mission is to wake up the elect, right? We know that everything is going to fall into play like a domino effect once the Most High's elect is sealed. So wouldn't you want to do all that you can to make sure that that happens? So that means somebody going to have to be teaching.
Like the brother said, it ain't about being a parent and just quoting precepts, man. You have to actually study to show yourself approved and learn this on your own. Applies in your life. Because being a parent only gets you so far. You know what I'm saying? To where you have to actually start being able to testify and confess your relationship. And you have to exhibit a change that the both sides deal with you. In order for you to grow, to continue. Like I said, you can be a parent, you can quote, say everything everybody else say for only so long. Then when it's time for you to make a decision or make a choice in the spirit, where you gonna be at?
Exactly.
You know? So that's when you start coming on levels, and that's when you able to teach other brothers also, because you're able to speak to their problems, because you've been through things in the spirit. And you actually went through them the right way. You made the correct choice in the spirit, so that's when you can be able to teach others also.
Exactly.
To faithful men.
No, because there's a saying that experience is the mother of all learning. So you actually have to go through things, man. And when you go through certain experiences, man, that gives you the capability to be able to teach another faithful man. Be like, nah, brother, I kind of see where you're going. I was in that same situation. You know, I'm just giving you advice. You probably should do it this way. You know, they could build that brother up, man, to keep him faithful, to keep him to endure, so that he can carry along the torch too, and do what he got to do to wake up another elect man, another elect soldier. Keep going on that, because I want to hit that part. Yeah.
Verse 3. Thou therefore endure hardness as a good soldier in Yahushua Mashiach.
Right. Or furthermore, of how we seek the Most High more and more. You know, as the days approach now, man. You know? It says endure hardness as a soldier. So this is a straight gate, man. This is a hard road. The scriptures tell you in, I think it's Matthew 7, it says that narrow is the way that leads to life, and broad is the way that leads to destruction. And only few men gonna find the way that leads to life. You know what I'm saying? So, man, if the Most High gives you this word, this precious gem of the truth, man, we pray to not squander it, man. Pray for strength, pray for faith. Seek the Most High more and more. As you see the heat turning up, you see that we're gonna need mercy and that covering more and more, man. You wanna try to do everything that you can to be more and more in tune with the Most High. Charity covers the multitude of sin, right? We all need to cover.
That's why Paul said, pray without ceasing, man. That's our power. This is our Father. We join heirs, man. We talk to your Father.
Yeah.
Y'all talk to the Most High, man. Let them know what you want. I like the church. You don't play it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But for real, though, you know, you pray without ceasing, man. Ask Heavenly Father for strength. Talk to him, give him praise, as much as you can, man, when you're thinking about it. You know?
That's right. Because, man, we read in Ecclesiastes, the 12th chapter, man, it says, seek the Creator in the days of thy youth. But once you seek the Creator, and then he opens your mind to receive this word, it don't stop. The seeking doesn't stop there, brothers. just knowing that you're an Israelite, knowing certain laws, knowing, certain things in the scriptures, man. That's not the end all be all, man. That's why the scriptures talk about living water. This word is living water. You should be increasing, man, going from glory to glory. I don't really want to be around nobody that's on the same level or that's decreasing. It's like, man, nigga, no. I want to be around men that are at whatever perspective pace that the Most High allows, of course, because different brothers are given different measures through the Spirit. But we all should be striving. We should all be seeking to grow in this faith, man. Not backsliding. You don't want to be the same person that you were a year ago, 2 years ago, even 6 months ago. All these experiences, man, should be preparing you to change your life. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Verse 4. No man that warreth entangleth himself with the affairs of this life.
That's right. No man that warreth. Right now, we're in a time of war. We read in Ecclesiastes, the 3rd chapter, there's a time for everything under the sun, right? Right now, we're in a time of war, and it says, a man that warreth, he ain't gonna entangle himself with the affairs of this world. We're in the world, we're in Babylon, we're in all of this, we're in Sodom. You know what I'm saying? So we you know what I'm saying, we have to go through the flow in this place. We have to navigate, but the scriptures, they talk about offending less, right? So as you gain more experience, you should be taking yourself more and more out of the world too. Taking your mind and spirit more and more out of the world. Go ahead.
That he may please him who had chosen him to be a soldier.
That's right, because this is the ultimate goal. That you may please him that chose you to be a soldier. Because the scriptures tells you in John 15 and 16, you have not chosen me, I have chosen you. So keep that in mind too, brothers. The Most High don't need not one of us, man. Be thankful that you were chosen. Take accountability, take responsibility, man. Seek the Most High in action, in deed. Be your brother's keeper, man. The Most High is bringing, building up a strong army of men, man, of soldiers. And we're all trying to grow in strength. Like if you watch that series, The Walking Dead, like you notice, like from season to season, like all of the characters, they were growing in strength. You know what I'm saying? Just going through those experiences, man. You know?
It didn't grow, it decreased.
What happened to them? They was getting put to death, man.
You caught slipping. All of a sudden now you're walking around trying to eat flesh and shit.
Exactly. So if that analogy can be used, you know what I'm saying, you want to prepare your mind to continue to grow in the spirit, or you're going to be put to death eventually, man. You ain't going to be built to last, man. You know? More?
And if a man also strive for masteries, yet he is not crowned, except he strive lawfully.
That's right. And if a man strive for masteries, because at the end of the day, we're trying to master the faith, right? We're rehearsing the righteous acts, but in any type of practice setting or rehearsal, you're practicing and rehearsing to get to perfection. That's the whole point. Repetition and all of that, you're striving for perfection, but it says you got to strive lawfully, though. Meaning you got to be in tune with the spirit, man. You know? You just can't be striving according to your own will and striving according to what makes you move. You have to understand that this is the Most High's will. So you got to strive through the masteries according to the spirit, you know?
Doctrine.
The doctrine.
Teach the right doctrine. Everything encompasses that. There's a particular way how this thing is set up. That's why the scripture say one Lord, one faith, one baptism.
Exactly.
All right, there's a way to strive. You know, niggas are striving. That's why you read in the next chapter, ever learning but never coming to the truth.
Exactly.
You don't want to be one of those guys that just steady thumbing through useless information and you ain't never really in with the spirit. You know?
Never applying it. You know? Quote precepts that you never have tried to apply to your life. You know? You trying to basically force a brother maybe to fast or something, but you ain't fasting. You know? Just little things like that. So basically what I'm saying is anything that comes out of this word that basically you're expressing, you want to make sure that you're always embodying that. Matter of fact, that's going to lead to this next precept. Go ahead and get
2 Corinthians chapter 13, verse 5. Examine yourselves whether ye be in the faith.
That's right. Examine yourselves whether ye be in the faith. Why? Is it important to always examine yourself? Because you are your worst enemy, man. Nobody else is your worst enemy. Not even a so-called white man who's Satan, man. You yourself, that person that looks back at you when you look in the mirror, that's your worst enemy. He's a terrible person, man. So you always got to make sure you keep him in check, especially when schisms of that old man pop into place, where it's a contention between the new man and the old man. You want to always make sure that the new man has the heavy hand up at all times. Or some, hey, keep going.
Prove your own selves. Know ye not your own selves, how that Yahushua Hamashiach is in you.
That's right, prove your own selves, man. Know ye not your own selves, how Yahushua Hamashiach is in us through this word, first and foremost, but then through the embodiment, through the application of living out the word. Like Yahushua, he was actually a living fulfillment of the word.
2 minutes.
He spoke it and expressed it and quoted it, but that's why he was a perfect sacrificial lamb. He actually executed everything within the word. You know, so the scriptures tell you in Philippians, the 2nd chapter, let this mind be in you that was in Yahushua. Keep going.
I'll read that again. It's a question. Know ye not your own selves?
Know ye not your own selves, man? Because Paul says, matter of fact, get that in Philippians 2. Not in my absence. Because, man, like, hey, and that goes for myself too, man. The Most High ain't looking for no weekend prophets, no weekend Israelites. Like, you're a super duper Israelite come Friday or Saturday whenever brothers go out and speak. But during the rest of the week, you're just a complete nigga, man. And a scumbag, man. You just detest it, you know? The Most High is not dealing with that. Like, meaning, like, when brothers not around to watch your behavior, you just having a free fall, man. No.
Lazy, ain't studying.
Yeah.
Ain't opening the scriptures. Ain't even read one chapter. You know what I'm saying? Most I'm looking for that. Then you look for the ones that's working when the lights are off.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? That's why when the lights are on, that's when you show. That's when you show out.
Exactly.
That's why all the best of them are the best of the best. I play basketball in the NBA. Why? Because they work when the lights ain't on.
In that gym by itself sometimes.
They hit it by itself.
Shoot free throws.
You know, shoot free throws, looking at video, study the opponent. Well, how do we do that? We look at other camps, filter what they're saying through the scriptures, make sure we are still telling the truth. And warn the people how they not telling the truth. We read, we study, we research some things, man. So you gotta be, that's when you really gotta work.
That's right. Know ye not your own self. So if you know that, because all of us have different tendencies, man. We're in the flesh. So you know if your spirit could be prone to be lazy and just kind of be lackadaisical sometimes, that's why the fight is that much tougher in that level for you. Gotta like check that, man. You know, now you ain't gonna get it perfectly like if you're just coming into the truth, but as you go from glory to glory, you gotta put that off more and more if that's a problem for you. I'm just using laziness as an example.
I say it's real good. Now you are gonna hit slumps,
Yeah.
you know, in the spirit, but hey, just gotta make sure maintain, try to do the best you can. You know?
Exactly.
You gotta pray, man.
Pray.
Actually, since I said it, I can do it.
Go ahead, bro.
Matthew chapter 26, verse 41. Watch and pray that ye enter not into temptation. The spirit indeed is willing, but the flesh is weak.
That's right. Watch indeed and pray, man, that you fall in not temptation. Because, man, our spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak. So we always got to be praying for mercy, man. Let your will be done on earth as it is in heaven, man. You know what I'm saying? Lead us not into temptation, but what? Deliver us from evil. That's what it says in the Lord's Prayer. That's why that's such a perfect prayer, man. Everything is right there, man.
He summed it all up.
He summed it all up, man. But that's what you got to be in the spirit of always doing when you're going through those struggles, man. You know, when you feel your spirits get low, like you don't feel like you're putting as much as a valiant effort as you should. Know ye not yourselves, right? That's when you got to pray. For brothers that's in the spirit, fast. Whatever you got to do, man. What is it more? Just finish that and we'll close it out.
Know ye not your own selves?
Matter of fact, Salaki, hold that, jump to that. I almost forgot.
Philippians chapter 2,